And now we're live here at the Filipino Institute page. I would like to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin sa buong mundo. This is the Kamusta ka friend, and it's happening every Monday at 6 in the evening regularly. And sana lahat ng mga kasama natin ngayon ay okay because we just have gone from a very long vacation. Kamusta ka friend, JC?
Hi! Orly, Eid Mubarak sa lahat po ng ating mga Muslim friends. Yes, we just came out
Yeah.
of the public holidays, a 4-day public holiday, which was really, really good. It was a nice,
Yeah.
relaxing weekend, long weekend. Kamusta po lahat ng ating mga viewers, lahat po ng ating mga friends who are part of the Kamusta Ka Friend? It's Monday, Orly, and you know what it
Mhm.
means. Monday, 6 o'clock ng gabi,
It's
dito sa
yeah,
UAE, it's Kamusta Ka Friend time.
yeah. When
And
it's
of
Monday,
course,
it's ours. No one can take away
when it's
Monday
Monday,
from
it's
us
out.
every Monday.
Right, okay. So for our first time viewers, we'd like to let you know what Kamusta Ka Friend is all about. This is a casual online talk show. You know, may mga
Mhm.
tawanan, may iyakan. So we are inviting guests from across the spectrum. Um, coming from many different parts of the world, po pwedeng nandito sa UAE, po pwedeng nasa Pilipinas or elsewhere, to give us an insight into their expertise. And speaking of
Correct.
expertise, Orly, maganda ang magiging topic po natin ngayon. Right.
Yes, I'm so excited again. Every episode naman talaga na-excite ako. But this time is parang talaga, walang magkakapareho tayong episode since we started, no? Lahat may may
Mm.
kani-kanilang mga pinatutunguhan yung usapan natin. And I'm starting to
Right.
to share it because yeah, we are requesting also our audience right now to share this video because it might be a very useful thing for them or yung guest magbibigay ng inspirasyon, di ba?
It is indeed going to be very, very useful, lalo na kung kayo ay may mga anak o may mga kapamilya na nag-aaral sa Pilipinas o nag-aaral dito. Why not? It's because tonight we are going to be conquering the world of education. That's right. You've heard it right. World of education po tayo ngayon. Pag-uusapan natin, Orly, poverty in the Philippines is still a pervasive problem. So, ang education for many actually is still an expensive commodity para sa mga nakararami kasi yung iba they don't
Correct.
have access to, yeah, they can't go to school. It's because nagtatrabaho sa farm, yung sasabihin ng mga magulang, oh, better you go to the farm and work kaysa mag-aral ka. That could be one of them. The other thing is that
Yeah,
napaka
yeah,
yeah, the other thing is that marami ang located sa remote areas. Dumadaan sa mga bundok, umaakyat pa ng bundok, nag-cross pa ng river para lang makapasok sa school. Now, that is just one of the problems. The other problem, Orly, dahil sa kahirapan, hindi magkaroon ng, hindi makabili ng libro, hindi makapagbayad ng tuition fee. So no matter how good the student is, the pupil is, kahit gaano kalaki yung pangarap niya, kung walang tulong na maiaabot sa mga less fortunate children, sa less fortunate families, hindi mararating yung kanilang mga pangarap. So we're going to be talking about that. How can we, you and I, and all of the overseas Filipinos can actually help? How can we make education affordable and accessible to those less fortunate children, especially sa Pilipinas, sa mga kababayan natin?
that's napakagandang usapan yan. And by the way, before we finally proceed to our discussion, mapapansin mo, napansin ako ni Brother Philip that napansin ako ni Brother Philip na message niya ako. Yung ambience ko ngayon, yung atmosphere ko napaka-obvious because we're now here at the 601, one of the campuses of Filipino Institute. Nandito kami ngayon, authentic to, sa campus ng Filipino Institute dito sa 601 Alzaruni building dito sa Riga, Alriga, malapit sa metro station. We are also near to Avenue Hotel and in front of ADCB Bank. So for those of you who are looking for something productive that they can do during the time that they're working abroad, ay naku, mag-enroll na sila dito sa Filipino Institute kasi we are offering more than 70 courses, class courses actually.
Yun
Ayan,
na,
and
affordable education ang pinag-uusapan natin.
correct.
And this is the perfect time to promote the Filipino Institute. Kung gusto po ninyong mag-hone ng inyong skills, promote to climb up the ladder of career success, why don't you enroll at Filipino Institute?
Yeah, I'm
You can
looking
always check
forward.
out the website and the Facebook page.
And I'm
Yes,
looking
Orly?
forward to seeing you here, JC, teaching and teaching a course or two, di ba? So,
Yes,
lagi kong
yes.
pinagdarasal yung mangyari na. But,
I am so
di ba?
excited for that. Right, Orly. So we are talking about. Do we have any prizes? By the way, are we gonna be giving away something tonight? To spice
Unfortunately,
up the night.
I know that you will ask me that. I know that you will ask me that, but unfortunately, right now we are trying to organize the Saturday, the Global Filipino Saturday Show, and in line with that, kasama na yung mga sponsors natin who are going to participate. Kasi kaya naka-freeze tayo ng ating sponsorship because we will distribute the prizes and sponsorship of our partners sa lahat ng programa kasama ang Kamusta Ka Friend. So we will
Right.
start,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-mm.
So that sounds exciting still. Para sa mga
Mhm.
viewers po natin, don't lose hope. It's not all about the prizes anyway. And Orly is promising that when everything is smoothly running on with the Global Filipino Show, I'm sure you will receive a lot more prizes. But for now, let's help out. Let's spread the positivity. Let's spread the kindness
Ah,
and blessing by hitting the share button. Yes, Orly?
okay. And you know what I realized? Wala man tayong material na prize. The episode, it's Monday, is already a great prize for all those who are
Ah.
participating. Diba? Oo.
Indeed, it is. It's compact. It's compact. Etong topic natin for tonight is actually very close to my heart. I've always believed that education is not the key to success, but it opens the portal to success. That's what I believe in. Mas madali kang makakarating sa iyong mga pangarap, mas madali mo maaabot kapag ikaw ay nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Pero yun nga, babalik pa rin tayo sa katanungan. Paano makapag-aaral ang isang bata kung walang kapasidad ang mga magulang? Kaya nga doon pumapasok ang tulong ng mga alam mo, ordinary people who have extraordinary heart. They go out of their comfort zone to help out other people. Yung guest po natin ngayon, ang isa sa mga guest po natin ngayon will be sharing with us their project, their initiative. So, ano ba yung initiative nila? Dito po pagkatapos ng ating kahit saan po siguro, kahit dito sa UAE, every after school year, there are a lot of school books, alam mo yung in good condition pa. Usable books, school materials, writing materials, coloring materials. Ito mga to usually after end of the school year, they're just thrown away. They just fill up the landfill. So nagiging waste lang siya. What if these materials are sent back to those children, less fortunate children who can make use of these materials? Paano nagagawa ng isang teacher, isang OFW dito po sa UAE, ang initiative na yan? Ladies and gentlemen, okay na ba ako mag-introduce Orly? Can I go proceed? All right, okay. Ang ating una pong sa mag-guest po natin ay actually mag-asawa po sila. The girl, the lady is a teacher. And she is a primary art teacher teaching across year 3 to year 6 at Cambridge International School. She is multi-awarded. Alam mo, ang galing niyang teacher. Lagi may follow-up yan sa mga estudyante niya. She received a lot of awards already. Wherever school she works with, lagi siyang may natatanggap na award. And I wouldn't be surprised, may initiative nga siyang ganito eh. And she is a former primary teacher at St. Mary's Catholic High School, Maisna, a former multi-grade teacher at Cagraray Elementary School, Philippines for about 4 years. Ngayon po siya ay Instructional Manager, Volunteer Teacher for Alternative Learning Systems or ALS. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome ang napakagaling na teacher OFW dito sa UAE, Ms. Rosie. Yam! Hi, Ma'am Rosie!
Hi, hello, good
Kasama
evening,
po
Miss
niya.
Daisy and Sir Orly.
Hi!
Good
Kasama
evening
po
po
ni
sa
Ma'am
lahat.
Kasama po ni Ma'am Rosie ang kanyang hubby, si Sir Freddy. Sir Freddy is working with the fruits and vegetable company for about 5 years. Welcome to the program po, Ma'am Rosie and Sir Freddy. Kumusta po kayo?
Yeah, okay po. By the way, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting us in today's program. We are really glad that we are invited. We are so blessed. We are
It's
not
our
expecting
honor.
this.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity to share what we are doing in the Philippines and at least to inspire other people kung ano man yung naibibigay namin sa community. But before we start, I just want to greet my families who are watching now from the Philippines. They are watching right now. And all my colleagues here in Dubai and my friends who are watching right now, I can see their messages. So thank you so much for inviting us in today's program. Thank you.
Right.
Okay,
Ma'am
so ang
Rosie,
ganda,
you know what?
diba?
It is
So,
really such a huge. Yes, Ori, go ahead.
ang pag-uusapan natin dito, akala nila yung ano, yung donation o yung ginagawa nilang para sa ano. Pag-uusapan po natin dito, ang pag-ibig yung dalawa. Ni Ma'am Fred. At saka, go
Yes,
on, go on, go on, go
Sir
on.
Orly.
Married for how many years already, Ma'am Rosie and Sir Freddy? Married for how many years?
Incoming 4 years po.
4 years.
4 years.
Four
Joke lang yun.
years, right? Going
But we,
strong. Okay.
naging boyfriend, girlfriend kami for almost 10 years before magpakasal. Yeah, am I right?
Wow.
6 years, sobra naman yan. Yes po, in the
10
Philippines,
years.
then pumunta kami dito. Yes.
So, ibig sabihin, meron talagang forever. May
Yeah,
forever po talaga.
actually, joke lang yun eh. Intro joke lang yun. But naisip ko bigla. Naisip ko bigla.
Couple shirt kami, sir. We are wearing our couple shirt right now. Sign of love.
Okay.
Ano ba nakakagawa ng ano paraan ng pagtulong sa kapwa? I think it's also because of the foundation of your, yung samahan nyo, di ba? It's like all the time lumayo kay Brother Philip at saka kay JC here. The reason why they are always joining the Filipino Institute for this segment is because ganun sila ka-generous ibigay ang kanilang talents, di ba? So, ayun. Yun lang.
I think you know what, we have all been gifted with something. We have all been given with a gift. We need to use that gift, whether it's time, whether it's your brains, whether the ability to speak, or whether the ability to connect with people. It's a gift. And Mom Rosie and Sir Freddy are obviously using those gifts to help out less fortunate children in the Philippines. So, Mom Rosie, I know that you are going to be joined tonight by the school principal of Cambridge and
Yes.
also the principal. Is it the principal of
Head teacher
the
of one
recipients
of
in
the
the
schools in
Philippines?
the Philippines. Head teacher.
Right. Okay. We will call them a
Hi.
little later. But before that, we would like you to. Can you please tell us how did you come about this program? I mean, this initiative. How did it start? When did it start? And how many schools have actually benefited from it so far?
Okay. So I was a former teacher, DepEd teacher in the Philippines way back 2012. Yeah, for 4 years. Then na-experience ko ring mag-teach sa alternative learning system. So it's a volunteer teaching for 1 year. Then on my first assignment as a teacher in DepEd, I was assigned in one of the farthest barangay in our town. It's Cagaray Elementary School. That is the farthest school in our town. So nasaksihan ko kung gaano kahirap yung buhay doon eh. Although mahirap yung buhay, I can see the dedication of the teachers as well as the students to learn and to improve themselves. So sabi ko parang hanggang naging teacher ako doon for 4 years, na nakita ko kung ano yung struggle na dinadaanan nila doon. And especially, yung mga bata, dalawang site kasi yung school. So mayroon doon na isang site na malayo, then meron din doon na mismo sa vicinity ng school. Then nasaksihan ko kung paano yung bata. Natatakot kami as teacher noon before kasi malapit siya sa seashore. I think 100 meters lang yung pagitan ng school vicinity at saka yung dagat. So sobrang takot kami that time. So sabi ko sige, pag nakaluwag-luwag tayo, bili tayo ng something sa kanila para hindi sila naglalaro pag tanghali kasi hindi sila umuwi sa bahay nila. So luckily, nakapunta kami dito sa Dubai, to make it short. Naging first project namin ng asawa ko, way back 2016, we donated TV and dream cable in that school.
Wow.
Ang pinaka namin, obheto, sabi ko, sige, pag nakaalis ako, bibilhan ko kayo ng TV. Kasi sabi ko, hindi na kayo maglalaro, hindi na matatakot ang parents, ang mga teachers na baka may malunod, hindi kayo makabalik sa school. So yun yung nag-start kami doon. Then, here comes, when I joined CIS in year 2017, naging partner ko si Mr. Lachlan. Mr. Lachlan, the school principal of Cambridge, are really a big heart. He has really a big heart to help other people. Then, at the end of the school year, 2017, he messaged all the staff if sino daw yung interested na kumuha ng mga resources, na mga extra resources from the school. Halimbawa, yung mga writing and the books, writing books and notebooks. Hindi talaga ako nagdalawang isip kasi alam ko yung hirap ng teacher sa province namin. So, I messaged Mr. Lachlan. I personally go to his office. Sabi ko, Mr. Lachlan, I will not be shy to ask for this. I really want something for my previous student in Cagaray Elementary School. So, doon yung nag-start yung project. Tinuloy-tuloy na namin. So, last 2017, we have 2 recipient school of the school supply. That is Cagaray Elementary School. And we extended also to Karuyan Elementary School. A total of, I think, 250 kids. Naging beneficiary namin sila. With the materials given by Cambridge, okay? With the materials given by Cambridge, nakipagtandem ako sa mga friends ko dito sa Dubai, who is also from one municipality from Bato, so we call them Batonhon family because we are living in one town. So I just want to give thanks to them also. Mag-asawa rin sila, Carlo and Celine Templonevo. I'm so happy with this project. Maria Lucille Tulalian, who is working as nurse here in Dubai. Engineer Romel Trijo also helped us in last year gift giving. And Ate Donna was an architect and Ate Grace. So with the help of our friends, nakapag-come up kami ng project na to. Then, luckily, dalawang school yung naging beneficiaries namin with the help of the resources given by school and with the help of some of our friends. So, yun doon nagsimula project.
Ma'am Rosie,
Yes.
can we share with our viewers ano po yung mga composition ng pinapadala po ninyo sa Pilipinas and how are these shipped to the Philippines? Halimbawa, ako po ay isang nanay, isang magulang. May mga estudyante po ako dito sa Pilipinas na nag-aaral dito. At the end of the school year, I've got like loads of school books. To be honest, minsan ang ginagawa ko, tinotoss away ko na lang kung walang nanghihingi sa akin. So sayang naman po yun, di ba? So ano po yung composition ng mga pinapadala po ninyo? Ano po yung mga ina-accept po ninyo at paano po kayo mako-contact just in case?
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am JC. I think this is my opportunity also, our opportunity to ask help and uh, those OFWs working here in Dubai na nag-aaral dito yung mga bata. Before we send items in the Philippines, I try to see whether they can use it there. So, nag-check talaga ng mga books. And luckily, yung mga books natin dito is very useful doon sa school natin sa Pilipinas. Just like this year, 2018, 2019, um, the Cambridge International School have given me some books for senior high school student. So, chinek ko yung mga books. Sabi ko, makagamit to doon sa Pilipinas. So, what we have done, I contacted some of my friends, my teachers also in the Philippines. I contacted them, send them pictures. Sabi ko, magagamit pa to doon. And they respond na okay, very helpful po yan sa amin kasi especially are you in K-12 curriculum and yung mga books natin sa Pilipinas is hindi ganon ka-updated, ka-advanced compared sa natin ngayon. So that will be a very big help to them. So we send them this year, last month pa lang yata, yes, senior high school. And just like in primary, compare ko lang yung mga libro dito at saka na ginagamit dito at dito sa Pinas. May mga na lesson na nag-jive. Dinidiscuss natin sa Pinas, dinidiscuss din dito. Iba lang talagang level. Sabi namin, kapag na-experience natin dito, kaya rin nila to, kaya rin nila makipagsabayan. So, we are so happy kasi nung malaman ng PTA namin, parents teacher sa association from the parents. And there are also parents from the school who is messaging me and sending email with the help also of the secretary of Mr. Lachlan. Very helpful. So, ini-inform niya yung parents. Yung parents ang may message sa akin, teacher, do you want this book? Then, binibigay nila sa akin sa school. So, naging na siyang trend doon sa school na pag maibibigay, look for me.
Okay. Ma'am Rosie, I think it's the perfect time na i-invite na po natin yung mga tao, at least representative, ano po, yung school principal po na tumutulong po sa inyo sa project na ito, sa inyo pong initiative. And mas kilala po ninyo siya. Please do the honors of introducing one of our special guests tonight. Roll it away, Ma'am Rosie.
So, thank you so much, Miss JC. I just want to introduce you our very supportive, very generous principal, one of the coolest principal on earth, Mr. Lachlan.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Mr. Lachlan. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. How are you? How are you doing?
Absolute pleasure. I don't think
How's your day?
Speak so much. It's incredible.
Right.
What a bubble.
Right. How was your long weekend? How was the Eid holidays?
Well, I wish it was a little bit more of a holidays, but we're in the middle of a different time. Let's put it that way. So work is ongoing. Easier.
Yeah, I know. I understand perfectly what you're saying. I know we can all relate to that. Right. But then we are so grateful and we are so honored that you've joined us in this program. We are so proud to have Ma'am Rosie and her husband, Sir Freddie, to be in the program as well. And it's really a big thing. What she's doing is helping out a lot of less fortunate children in the Philippines. And you are a big part of it. Right. Would you mind, yes, would you mind telling us, sharing us, how do you participate in this initiative?
Look, Rosie makes me feel old, to be honest. She took about 4 years of being married. I've been married for 25 years this year. So, so I've got my white beard and I'm just going to control myself.
You're still handsome, sir.
Oh, yes, thank you. Says all the right things, that girl. Look, I'm biased. I really am biased. I worked in Africa for 3 years, in sub-Saharan Africa, in slums, actually in the slum, and in the in country areas where I used to work for a philanthropic part of the company, where we actually provided education for students in those types of schools that Rosie just talked about. So I literally delivered. So I was in the mud as well as project managing from Dubai. I actually went to those countries and we did those things as well. And you know what? I loved every minute of it. The kids just wanted the knowledge. The students wanted the knowledge. The teachers wanted the knowledge. Even the community wanted the knowledge. So, and it's not fair that they don't have it and they don't get access to it, especially women. So one of the things that this came around from what Rosie, it was a no-brainer for me. It's rocket science. We had books in our school that were zero value for us anymore, that were being stored in big warehouses. It was just taking up space, and I refused to throw them out. As you said earlier, JC, it's just insane to throw them away when there are parts in the world that can still use these books. So when Rosie came to me, she didn't really have to convince me. I just liked having her stand there and try and convince me. So I waited until it's finished. And the answer is always yes, because I do have that connection with education for all. And that, as you mentioned before, JC, education is about, it gives freedom to people. It gives hope. It gives empowerment. And we do it one student at a time if we have to, but we keep doing it. So, and it was part of the development goals. So for me, I was also part of UNESCO when I was doing the 3 years in Africa. And part of the development goals, there are 17 development goals. So as a school, we contribute to that. So the two major ones that we look at is the ending of poverty. So we do fundraise for different parts of the world. And the other one is an inclusive education, which is number 4. So, and it's about making it equitable for everybody. So this year in our school, we raised 130,000 for a brand new school in Malawi as part of our, yes, which is awesome. And we'll go and visit that school this coming year, we hope, depending on, because we're in unprecedented times, right? So sadly, we're not being able to go there at this point. So hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to go and see actually the bricks and the mortar and actually put them down as well. So that money worked through Dubai Cares, and then we raised that at the end of last year. But to be honest, this is Rosie's brainchild. It's got nothing to do with me. I just help support. And, it's that way of moving through it. So that's how it sort of came about in a way.
Right. Okay. You mentioned a lot of. It's so compact. But what I can get from what you said is that you are helping a lot of students, and you've raised about 130,000 books. Are we talking about books that you've sent over to Malawi?
Yes.
That's amazing. You know what you are doing. People like you, amazing people like you, institution like yours. You are trying to, cut the cycle of poverty, and this is exactly what is needed in the Philippines. A lot of students, a lot of families would want to go to school, want to send their children to school, but they can't afford it. One is because of the distance of the school, it's not accessible, and two, there's just no money. They just can't afford it. So it's really nice that you are joining this initiative by Mom Rosie. And Mom Rosie, do you have any name for this project? No, not yet, right?
We don't have any name. I think about it. Maybe Mr. Lachlan
I
will help
said, I mentioned a while ago that education, I really believe in the power of education, just like what you said, Sir Lachlan. The power of education, you can never underestimate it. And I've mentioned earlier that education is not the key. I actually should have said it's not a guarantee to success, but it opens a lot of portal to success, right? So we by doing this, you're actually giving opportunities to a lot of students. Mom Rosie, I think it's perfect time as well for us to invite one of the representatives of the recent beneficiaries of the books, the school materials. Would you mind introducing one of our guests into the program, Mom Rosie, from all the way from the Philippines?
Yes. So I contacted last week one of the representatives from the Philippines,
And
the head teacher of Batu Rural Development High School, Miss Anne.
Hello, Ma'am Ann. Come on in.
I think there's a problem with her connection right now because I was trying to see a while ago that she is not connected from here.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. It would have been really nice to, listen to what they have to
Try
say about. Yeah, it would have been really
yeah.
nice to listen to what you have to say about the beauty of this initiative because you never know. Maybe somebody who's watching at the moment would be so willing to donate something. No, we don't want to use the
yeah,
word
but
donation, but maybe hand out those
Share something.
unwanted books, but are very usable for a lot of people.
ito na.
So,
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Hello,
Ma'am
Mom
Annabelle can join
Annabelle.
us.
Hello, Mom.
Finally.
wow, Ma'am Annabelle, welcome to the program.
Hi, Annabelle.
Hello, good
Hello,
evening
Mom.
po. Good evening. I'm
Hello.
having, meron pong problema sa internet. Good evening po lahat. Good evening.
All right,
Unstable
okay.
yung
Medyo,
internet connection dito sa bahay, kaya medyo nawawala-wala po ako. Hello po.
but that's okay. You're coming to us clear naman po.
Good
That's really
evening
nice.
po.
Good evening, Ma'am Annabelle. Kamusta po kayo dyan sa Pilipinas?
And, and, okay po. Good evening po. Okay naman
Right,
po.
medyo.
We are so far, para ng experience pandemic pa din.
Right, okay. Ma'am Annabelle, gaano po kahalaga para sa inyo, para sa mga teachers at para sa mga estudyante, ang natatanggap po ninyo ng mga books and school materials mula kay Ma'am Rosie, mula sa mga pinapadala ni Ma'am Rosie at saka ni Sir
Yes
Freddy?
po, yes.
Ma'am Rosie? Ay, Ma'am Annabelle?
Hello, Mom.
Ma'am Annabelle, Mr. Lachlan, I hope you don't mind. We're just asking in my language, in a beautiful.
It is a beautiful language. Absolutely. No
How
problem at all.
important is it really? How important is it really for the teachers and for the less fortunate children to receive such gifts like books and school materials that they can use in school? What was the impact so far for these students and the teachers? So we would have wanted to hear from Ma'am Annabelle, but Ma'am Annabelle is like a bit choppy at the moment. But siguro, Ma'am Rosie, pwede niyo po siguro i-share sa atin yung mga natatanggap po niyo pong feedback mula sa kanila.
Okay, so it's just sad that Miss Annabelle cannot join us today, maybe because of the signal. So last 2 weeks ago, they received the package, the Balikbayan box, in the school, and according to them, the teachers, especially the teachers in senior high school, they are very happy because most of the books, say for example, the books about drama, about IT, information technology, geography, and business. These are the books that they need in K to 12 curriculum. So this book will surely help the students in Batan Rural Development High School to learn something new, because according to the teachers, thank you, Mr. Lachlan, according to the feedback of the teachers from that school, they're very happy, especially those books, because they don't have that references yet. So the moment that they receive the package, they are so happy. I think Miss Annabelle is here already. They're so happy that they received that books, and that book, it is not just one piece, but I think 25 to 30 pieces per book. So a whole class
Right.
can use that. So thank you, Mr.
If
Lachlan.
Ma'am
Yes,
Rosie, if I'm asked, and maybe Ma'am Annabelle, hello po Ma'am Annabelle, welcome back to the program. Could I ask, in government schools, in public, how do you call it? Government schools, right?
yes,
Government run schools or public schools, correct, in the Philippines. How
Hello
is it?
po.
How does it work? I mean, are books not provided? The textbooks, are these not provided by the government?
Public school.
Yes, in public school
Yes,
po.
public
Are these
school.
aren't supposed to be
Yes.
the textbooks
Yes po.
provided, pero
So far po,
hindi. Yes po. Go ahead po.
the government is providing us books so far, but the ratio is not 1:1.
Yes.
Mm. So what is the ratio like po? Are we talking about 1:10?
Hindi po siya
One
sapat
book for
sa
10
ating mga
students?
students. The books that are providing or that are provided to us by the DepEd so far is not enough as reference materials for our students. And most of the time,
Right.
hindi po siya 1:1 ratio to our students.
Okay.
Yes.
Please allow me
1:2,
orally.
1:3.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
hindi naman po 1:10. Mga 1:3, mga 1:4. Ganun po. Kaya po
Pero
yung mga
malaking
donated
tulong po
books na
yun.
galing kay Ma'am Rose, napakalaking tulong po nun para sa aming mga estudyante, most especially to our senior high school students.
Right. Okay. Ma'am Annabelle, Mr. Lackland, I think the next questions will be like directed to you about the readiness of the school when they reopen this August. It so happened that in the Philippines as well,
Yes
the
po,
school
yes po.
year is going to reopen. It's going to start August 24th, and here in the UAE, if I'm not mistaken, will be the 30th of August. Is that correct? Correct, right. Now, there is a big question there. I am a parent. I have two children coming into year 8 now, but I have this
Yes
huge
po, yes.
hesitation.
Yes.
Okay, so this applies to both the Philippines and the UAE. I have this huge hesitation whether I should send my children to the physical school when the school says, okay, come on in. You need to be in the physical school. So because of the pandemic, a lot of parents are hesitant. They'd rather go into homeschooling than enroll in a mainstream school. So, Mr. Lackland, what can you say about that? Maybe you can share some insights about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you're quite right. I mean, we did a survey just before school finished, and we had between 30 and 50% of the parents say they would stay at home for the following term. So that gives an indicator of where they were feeling about health and safety and things like that. Coming into this pandemic, though, and it is a pandemic, let's be really clear about it, it's unprecedented. You know, we went, and you will know this in Dubai, we finished school early. We had 2 weeks to start distance learning, and we'd never done it before. And a lot of other schools are in the same boat. And hats off to Miss Rosie and to the rest of the staff at the school, not just mine, but other schools. But within 2 weeks, they were able to create a distance learning program that was successful and learn the technology they needed to deliver it. Now, we can debate, is distance learning better than being at school? For me, bricks and mortars are here to stay. But I do believe there is a place for distance learning or technology within it. You know, when we went into this as a school and we had, after 6 weeks of being in distance learning, we had a government inspection. Within 6 weeks, a government inspection where KHDA come into every school and they check and they decide whether we're doing a good job or not. And again, heads off to our teachers. We were one of the best ranking schools in the UAE. So rah to us and rah to other schools that actually fell into that. And it was fantastic to just get that feedback for our staff because they've been working 24/7. It is quite difficult, not only for the students, but also for the staff. There is no time zone anymore. There's no get there at 8 or 7:30 and finish at 4 or whatever, or 3. It goes all day and all night with back and forth. So I'm constantly impressed with how people come together when there's adversity. And it was. Our staff just bunkered down and they worked together to solve the problems. Now, were we great at the beginning? No. Do we still have a long way to go? Yes. But you know what? We're on a great trajectory, and we'll keep doing it. I mean, for us, going into this coming year, we're going to be offering both live streaming and 100% at school. But there'll be a day on, day off. We can't fit everybody in because you have to have 1.5 metre distancing. So you might have half the school in one day, half the school in the next day, and probably 40% of parents staying at home because they choose to. So we will still run our program the way we've done it. As we move into the beginning of the year, we'll probably look at suspending the curriculum for the first 2 weeks because these kids have been out of school for 6 months. 6 months. They haven't seen their friends really. They haven't really had social gatherings. They've lost that connection. I mean, we get this connection for sure, but there is a little bit that we lose with it. You know, we lose those unexpected interactions, those sort of strange eyes that walk around, that surprise that comes out of the hallway that changes things. You know, that uncomfortable eye contact. That emotional connection is a little bit lost when we deal with distance learning. So we do have to really focus on that when the kids come back. So for us, we're really going to look at staggered starts. We're going to suspend the curriculum for the first 2 weeks and really look at the kids' mental health and well-being before academic. Now, we will do academic as well because it's really important to understand where the kids have got to. We need to do baselines for our students just to see if there's any gaps that we need to address moving forward. And then we focus on those gaps. We'll try and make sure we're covering them to help those parents. And also our most vulnerable kids, right? So our students of determination are our most vulnerable. So they will get a high priority as they start coming back into school. But the parents will have this choice. I haven't sent it out to parents yet, again, because I'll do it a second time to ask them if this is what they choose. And if they choose to stay at home because they're afraid of safety and health, and we understand that, we all do. We have to find the trick here is to try and find a new way of living with this virus. It's going to be with us. We have to teach our kids how to be healthy and safe and all those different things over those coming 2 weeks in particular. Because what FS student or FS1 student knows how to distance themselves? They just grab on those little kids, right? So upper secondary, as I said, your children are in year 8. They're not as bad as you seem. They actually are pretty good with how they manage this. When my kids are older, so I'm lucky. They've done fairly well with understanding it. But you know what? They miss school. They miss talking to their kids.
I agree. Yeah, my children too. They miss school. But you know what? When we try to gather together with friends, practicing physical distancing on the beach, when the children gather together, no matter how much we tell them, practice physical distancing, wear a mask. When they're together, you just couldn't avoid it. They're like face to face and all. So better, okay, let's avoid this. But I completely agree with what you're saying, Mr. Lachlan. And true enough, true. I salute all of the teachers. There is this one social media post about the hard work that teachers are putting in to educate our children. And she said, this parent said, I don't know if it was Twitter or the IG, and she said, the teachers should be receiving a whole lot of salary. It's because I'm only teaching my children now during lockdown for like a couple of hours, and then we're talking about 2 children. That's what she said, and it's driving me crazy. How much more one teacher teaching several students at a time? Managing students, one whole class. Really, salute to all of the teachers out there, Filipinos or non-Filipinos. You are really, truly amazing. You are one of the most essential workers that I know that we need every single time of the day, every single time of the year. And thank you, Mr. Lachlan. Now let's hear from Ma'am Annabelle. Ma'am Annabelle, gaano po ka-ready ang school sa pagbubukas po ng panibagong school year nitong August 24th? Gaano po ka-ready ang school? Gaano po ka-ready ang mga teachers? At ano po yung tawag nila doon? Learning delivery modality na gagamitin po sa panibagong school year?
Hello po.
Hello, Ma'am Annabelle? Hello, sorry, I think I need to repeat my question. Ma'am Annabelle? Ma'am Annabelle, can you hear us? I think may delay. I think naririnig ni Ma'am Annabelle pero nagkakaroon ng delay sa
Yeah, yeah.
transmission.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yes. So far, ma'am, we are trying to be ready for all. We are trying to be ready for our students para sa edukasyon para sa mga bata. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes po, yes. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you po. Yes po. Yes po.
Ma'am Annabelle,
Apo.
ganito po. Isa sa
As
mga
what I am saying po, ma'am, we're trying to be ready for the opening of classes this August 24. And so far, we will, because there will be no face-to-face, we shall be using the modular distance learning, wherein we will be providing modules to our students nakuha nyo, naririnig nyo po ako, ma'am. Yes po, yes. Naririnig niyo ako, ma'am?
Yes.
Hello
Yes,
po.
we can hear you.
Sa lahat ng mga viewers po
Hello,
natin,
ma'am.
thank you for hanging on with us. You are watching Kamusta Ka Friend with us on the program. Tonight is the season 2, episode 4
Naiintindihan
na
niyo po
tayo.
ako?
Season 2, episode 4. Yan. Kasama po natin si Ma'am Annabelle from Bato Rural Development School. That's correct, Ma'am Rosie?
Yes. In behalf of Miss
Yan.
Annabelle, I think there's a glitch in the signal in our province. It's very hard. It's very difficult. The signal is really challenging. So in behalf of
Right.
Miss Annabelle, because I have a little background of what will it be look like on August in DepEd. So
Okay, so Ma'am Rosie, you're gonna be sharing with us whatever you have information about
yes,
how it's gonna look like in the Philippines when the
yes.
schools reopen by 24th of August.
Yes, yes. So, me and my former colleagues, co-teachers before, we are exchanging messages also. How will be in the Philippines when they will be starting distance learning? And honestly, it's in the parents and the teachers, in the parents, they are still hesitant. What will be in August when they started distance learning, since it's a new normal and we cannot do anything on that. We need to adapt the new normal. So even here in Dubai, we I just want to say this because there's a lot of teachers watching from the Philippines. Don't be afraid of the new normal. It's a new normal and we just need to go with the flow. We need to adjust. Just like here, the work of the teacher is double, triple, but we do something on it. We continue improve our distance learning, just like what Mr. Lakman have said a while ago. It's really a challenging task for all of us, not just teachers, but also administration, school administration. All of us is really facing a very challenging role because of this new normal. But since in the Philippines, I think there's a lot of problem. Internet connection, how will be distance learning if they will be using technology? Connection is really bad. I don't want to say the word bad, but that is it's really hard. The connection
Sure.
signal is very poor. So that is a challenge in the Philippines. And aside from that, they will be using modular. So I think starting on August 24th, I think 24th is the first day of school. So there's no face-to-face class. They will be using modular. So the problem that they're facing right now is there's a campaign organized by some of the teachers or DepEd. They're asking for some materials or supply like uh, band paper, printer, because not
Right.
all students or families in the Philippines, they have their printer. They can provide
Mm.
the laptops or the gadgets for the distance learning. So it's really a challenging task for the teachers. But I'm so proud of all the teachers in the Philippines because despite of that, and also the government is really trying their hard, trying their best. They are really trying hard in order to adapt in the new normal. And for the parents, just relax, just take it easy, and just go with the flow. Everything will be just fine. There's an instance that they become overthinking, just like what had happened here in Dubai. So maybe they're afraid what will happen, who will teach the kids. Do you think there is a learning?
Yes.
So we
Yes.
just need to adapt the new normal, and everything will just go smoothly. We just need to
Right. Okay.
we
Yeah.
just
Yeah. There
Mr.
are a
Laklan
lot of
is laughing right now because we know the challenges, right, Mr. Laklan?
We do
Yeah,
indeed.
right. I think it's a lot more challenging in remote areas compared to here, for example, in the city, where every single student, probably every single child, would have access to internet, a
Yes,
fast, speedy internet connection, and of
yes,
course would have access to electronic gadgets. It's quite
yes,
different there. But I am with you there, Ma'am Rosie, when you said that we just have to face it. We just have to go
yes.
along, face this matter. I think head on, but we have to comply with what the government is telling us to do to ensure that the safety protocols are in place properly and followed properly by teachers, by school organizations, and of course by the students. Now,
Yes.
Ma'am Rosie, just one more question about the blended learning. I think I heard you say blended learning. Does it apply here in the UAE or is it only in the Philippines? The blended learning. How does it work?
I think blended learning is not applied in the Philippines as of now, but Mr. Laklan, I'm not pretty sure of it. I think here in UAE, we will, if I don't know whether I'm saying it correct, but I think based on what Mr. Laklan have said a while ago, so a blended learning is just like alternate day, there will be a face-to-face class, and after that, there will be a distance learning class, and after that, a face-to-face class. I think that's the
Well, that's
trend.
right. So what you've got is, I mean, blended learning is asynchronous and synchronous. So asynchronous is the model
Mm,
where you, in a sense, I could send you a PowerPoint and you do it by yourself.
Mhm.
Okay, so we call that asynchronous. And then you have synchronous, which is like what we're doing now, where you're online with the kids and the kids are at the other end and they can interact with the teacher and with their other students online. So the blended model is a bit more is that aspect plus a bit of face to face. So you still get that face to face interaction, which is what we're going to be doing. So we will, in a sense, be doing a, for want of a better word, a blended model. So we'll have a number of kids at school on one day, and they'll be doing their work, and then the next day they'll be online, and the teachers will deliver online, and then they'll come back to school the next day and do that face to face and have that social interaction that they're just dying for these kids. But trying to keep social distancing at the same time.
right, 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 of course. So, to all the viewers, if you have friends or family members, or if you know anybody who may need this information, just like what we have been discussing here, we encourage you really to share this video to your friends and family members, to your group chats, may it be WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, or whatever a social media platform. We would want really to educate everybody. How is it going to be when the school reopens? And it's really nice to hear it straight from the principal himself, Mr. Lachlan, and of course, Ma'am Rosie, one of the teachers of Cambridge. It's Cambridge um,
International school.
International.
Dubai.
Yes, Cambridge International School. So maybe one final question, Mr. Lachlan, to all of the viewers at the moment who are having hesitations to whether to send their children to school or not, what would you recommend to them?
Okay,
So maybe your final message to our viewers.
what is it? You know, I can't give you a definitive because it depends on each individual child, to be honest, and what you believe. So it's if you feel uncomfortable about sending your kids to school, then don't send them. It's okay. You've just 4 months of distance learning. As long as you can manage it at home, as long as you can manage your day-to-day work, I would say stay at home if you're comfortable with that. So if you have a need to move them into school, you can start to do that now. So I'm not giving you one or the other, I'm afraid, because it depends on each individual parent and each individual family. And you just have to weigh up those and how it works with your family. Because family is a really important aspect of all of this. Nuclear points, and you need to be able to work with that. So, and for me, it's the teachers really are the guardians of everything we do. They're the guardians of our culture, they're the guardians of our education, and without them, I'm not here anymore, and none of us are. So have to, and this is my last comment out there, and I'm going to put it out there because teachers are awesome, and they need a lot of more respect from what they get. They do work extremely hard. Miss Rosie doesn't have a classroom. She runs around our school, and we have 2,700 kids doing art.
Wow, great. Thank you, Mr. Lackland. I think we are losing.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost you for a split second there. Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lackland. Thank you so much. And I hope a lot of parents are listening in at the moment. Mom Rosie, yan. I am really so being an OFW. I am so proud of what have you achieved so far. As a teacher, as an OFW, the awards that you have received, you deserve it really. I'm sure you will be receiving a lot more awards, not because you want to show off, but it's because you really truly care for your students here and in the Philippines. Imagine you have left the school, the schools in the Philippines, but you're already working here, but you're still extending help to them. So that's really amazing. Any final words? Maybe encourage OFWs, to instead of tossing away their school materials and school books, maybe they can share it with you and hand it out to the Philippines.
So maybe I'm doing this because also of my very supportive husband. I'm just so glad because all the projects that I'm telling him, he's always there to support me. And honestly, we're planning to do it also in his hometown in Albay, Philippines. So hopefully this
Mm.
coming year we can reach out Albay as well, not just Catanduanes but also Albay. Thank you so much. Sir Orly is watching us, Sir Orly. So, for final message, I just want to encourage those parents who are listening right now, or any individual who's listening right now, especially those people who are in Dubai. If you have used books that is not being used at home and you are just throwing it away, you are just feel free to contact us in our Facebook page, Facebook page, and our number, and we'll do everything. We will just send it to the Philippines. It will be a great help for this for the schools in the Philippines, especially here in UAE. We're really we have a lot of supply, and in the Philippines we are struggling, especially those students who are really living in far from barangays. Buying one pen is really hard to them. That's the reality. That's the reality. Not all student, not all family or children can afford to buy one pencil per week. But here, sadly, there are some students who are just throwing the pencil, the pen. So every time that I can see that I can recall my students, then I will think of something in order for me to help them in a little way. We are giving something to them. And if you're helping somebody or some kids, we can feel the blessing from above. It's just like my career here in UAE is really good. My husband worked despite of the pandemic. We have a stable job. So maybe because of that giving that we are giving, in return God is watching us, and he knows what's happening and just helping us to
Wow,
so
that's
I
really
encourage
amazing.
yes, I
Ma'am
encourage them
Rosie?
Yes.
I know that you have a tagline for this. You don't have a name for it yet, I know, but I'm sure it's gonna get a name very soon for this
Let's go
project of
for
yours. But you have a tagline. Can you share with us the tagline?
Okay, the tagline that we are using is sharing is caring, caring is loving. Let's spread kindness and positivity. That's the tagline that we are using every now and then. So let's still, in our
Yay!
own little way, even though we are not rich, we can help. We can, in a simple way, we can help. Uh, in our own little way, we can help and extend help to other people. And I
You
know
know
okay.
what,
it
Ma'am Rosie?
will surely help you.
Ma'am Rosie, Sir Freddie, Mr. Lachlan, Mackinnon. You know what? The world needs more like you.
Ready.
With you there, we can break the cycle of poverty. You know,
Absolutely.
we can help a lot of people. We can help a lot of students who cannot afford to go to school. Thank you really so much for your time. Thank you for all of your insights. Thank you for making this world a better place. You know, there's no better way to put it than that. Thank you really so much. Ma'am Rosie, ako po ay proud na proud po sa inyo. I always say this when I'm so impressed with what an OFW is doing. Ma'am Rosie, you are a full-on global Filipino.
Thank you. Thank you
In
so
this
much.
episode,
Thank
actually,
you
I
so
just want
much.
to inform them that this episode will be published in our magazine, the Global Filipino Magazine.
Oh,
It is out every month. Okay. Ayan. Ako may naisip ako
Nice.
ano eh, ewan ko, this is not ano, this is just not so serious, but parang a rose for the student. Ah! A
you know,
rose for
But
the student.
of course, the project will not be feasible without the help, the support, the assistance of your amazing husband, Sir Freddie. Thank you so much. You're also considered a full-on global Filipino. Thank you so much.
thank you
Nakakatuwa po
so much.
kayo.
Thank you so much. We are still waiting
Right,
for our
right,
angels, so we are just helping other angels to reach their
right.
dreams.
You know what, Mr. Lackland, imagine we came to know about this initiative when Mom Rosie posted something on Facebook. So it's
Well,
really nice to have, thanks to technology, we get to know things like this. So really, I agree. You know what? I agree that when you're doing something good, it's okay to post it, not because you want to brag around, but it's because you want to inspire and become a game changer in the world. Correct, Mr. Lachlan?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's important.
All
People
right.
need to be recognised. It's really important. It's
Yes. Orly, do you have any more questions? I think I threw in
Yeah, it's
my
always nice
questions.
to listen, to the conversation, and you're making it easier for me each day, each episode. But I just have the question here. Yung transport last na to, yung transport ng ano niyo, ng mga materials, how do you do that? The mode of transport
Uh,
to the
we are
Philippines,
sending it through
is it
LB,
via
uh,
mention
by,
ng mention ng
sorry, sorry, sorry.
baka hindi natin
Cargo,
sponsor.
cargo, siguro.
It's not
Kasi
sponsored.
pinapakargo siya.
Kasi if there's a
Well,
card who is
cargo.
supporting you all the way, we can mention the name. We can shout it out.
Yes.
If it's
Okay. Uh,
part
our
of the of this advocacy, then I think
we are sending it through cargo. So
Mhm.
before we send the books in the Philippines, we need to save money so that we
See?
can send it to the
also
Philippines
we
in our
have
own process
in
and
the Filipino
in
Institute. Yeah, in the Filipino Institute, we have a lot of cargo companies who are our partners, and I think we can invite them to if they are willing to share their contribution to this kind of
Of
advocacy.
course.
Then
that would be a great help.
yes,
Yeah, thank
okay.
you. Working together, hand in hand, we can change the world. We can make it into a better place. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mom Rosie, Sir Freddie, Mr.
Thank
Lachlan
you.
McKinnon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hands down to all of you. Really, we salute you for what you're doing. Yeah, ganyan daw siya. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you very much, Sir
We hope to be
Lachlan,
speaking
for
to you
extending.
soon. Yes,
Sorry.
Oli?
Yes, I just want to, on behalf of FI, Filipino Institute, we would like to thank, of course, Mr. Lachman for extending this kind of marvelous support to our fellow Filipinos. This is really something to cherish, no? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
of
Lachlan.
course, congratulations. Congratulations to its success. You've helped a lot of students. You've helped several schools already back in the Philippines. And Mr. Lachlan's amazing project helping students in Malawi, 130,000 students. That's amazing. Congratulations. And so I think we've reached the end of the program. To all of our viewers, thank you so much for watching us. I hope that you would have you've learned a lot from today's episode. I hope that when you have exits, books there or school materials, you'd be contacting or getting in touch with Mom Rosie and Sir Freddie. Thank you so much, Orly. I am all good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We hope to see you again on Monday, 6 o'clock in the evening. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.